How to analyze a rental property like a pro, even if you're just starting. Imagine this: you're 29, you wake up on a Tuesday morning, and you don't have to go to work because your rental properties are paying your bills. But here's the part no one talks about. Buy the wrong property, and instead of cash flow, you get a cash black hole. So how do you separate a money pit from a millionaire maker? Well, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to analyze a rental property like a pro, even if you've never owned real estate before. And yeah, if you stick with me to the end, I'll also show you the silent killer most rookie investors completely ignore. Let's get surgical. Act I's the why. Young people scrolling Zillow or sitting in small apartments. If you're watching this, chances are you're not trying to just get by. You're playing the long game. You're building wealth not just for Friday nights, but for freedom. And real estate, it's one of the most powerful wealth vehicles in history. But here's the truth. Most people don't fail in real estate because of bad luck. They fail because they never learned to run the numbers. Look, buying a rental property without analyzing it properly is like marrying someone after texting for 2 days. Spoiler alert, it gets expensive. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for: no fluff, no jargon, just clear, actionable tools to help you invest like the top 1%. Let's break it down. Act I the how. Step 1. Understand the 1% rule. Quick test: if a property costs $200,000, how much monthly rent should it generate to be considered worth a look? If you said at least $2,000, congrats. That's the 1% rule, your first filter. If the rent isn't close to 1% of the purchase price, you might be headed toward negative cash flow. And no, hope isn't a strategy. But wait, rent isn't everything. Because what if I told you a property can meet the 1% rule and still bleed money every month? Step 2. Calculate the 5 key numbers. Here are the 5 key numbers every pro runs before signing the dotted line. 1. Monthly rent income. 2. Operating expenses. Expect tilde 50% of rent. 3. Vacancy rate. Budget 5-10%. 4. Mortgage payment. 5. Cash flow equals rent, expenses, mortgage. If that final number isn't positive, you're not investing, you're donating. Pattern interrupt. Honestly, if your property eats more than your ex on a sushi date, you've got problems. Use tools like BiggerPockets calculators or free spreadsheets to simplify this. No excuses, run the numbers every time. Step 3. Neighborhood intel. Even the best deal in a bad zip code is still a bad deal. Here, what to check: crime rates, school ratings, job growth, tenant demand, future developments. Because tenants don't just rent a unit, they rent a lifestyle. And if the neighborhood going downhill, so is your investment. But even after you crunch all this, there's still one silent killer most people overlook, and it can derail your profits overnight. Step 4. Don't ignore CapEx. CapEx stands for capital expenditures, big-ticket repairs like roofs, HVAC, plumbing. And these will hit you. It's not if, it's when. Always budget $75 $200/month per property just for CapEx. Because trust me, a $9,000 roof leak doesn't care if it's your first year investing. Ignoring CapEx is like driving cross-country with no spare tire and praying it doesn't rain. ACTIII, the Vision and Next STPS. Visuals of young investors walking through renovated properties or checking their bank accounts. Look, you don't need a finance degree to be a successful real estate investor. But you do need discipline, clarity, and the ability to see property not as a dream, but as a math equation with a purpose. You now have the framework. White heavy check mark, the 1% rule. White heavy check mark 5 core numbers. White heavy check mark neighborhood analysis. White heavy check mark CapEx reality check. Use this, master this, and you'll already be ahead of 90% of the market. If you're serious about building wealth through real estate, don't stop here. I made another video that walks you through how real estate actually builds wealth in 3 different ways, and most people only know one.